So, Team Enso supporters, why do you have the tilde over the O? Does that change the pronunciation of the O? I want to announce the team correctly. I'm not saying the name right because no one's listening to me. Enso. Oh. Enso. Supporters. Team Enso crew. People in green neon shirts, please turn around. I don't think the volume's up loud enough. Team Enso. Why is there a tilde over the O, and am I pronouncing the team name correctly? Okay, so there's no whoa. Enso. All right. All right, we just heard that on the tracker it's showing that the riders are moving about a mile and a half out. So I was just going to say, yep. They got left the shell, but they pulled into Pussers and are, yeah. So Enso, how can such a beautiful group of volunteers be talking about imperfection? Vic Armijo, that's a first for you. 8 hours of sleep during RAM, and it's not over the whole RAM. It was in one night. Right here. All right, like competing with that horn. And one more. There we go. All right, sounds like Team Enso Cycling is in the parking lot. Should be here within about 30 seconds. All right, about 29 seconds. $28. Oh, no kidding. 27 seconds. I see the flags up. That means they're 25 seconds away. Again, this is our first place mixed team, mixed four-person team, age 50 to 59. All right, that horn means they are here. 6 days, 20 hours, 31 minutes. They started a week ago today out in Oceanside, California, and here they come. Riders, if you could please rack your bikes and remove your helmets and come on up. Riders, come on up. All right, let's hear it for our first place, four-person mixed team, 50 to 59, Enso Cycling, time of 6 days, 20 hours, 31 minutes. And here is Executive Director Rick Bothling with your finishers medals. So, Judith, this is probably the hardest question you're going to get, but I have to know why the tilde over the O. Tildes don't go over O's.
Ask them.
It's the hardest key to find to do.
Since I was told to look for David, I'll ask you.
Well, because it's the hardest character to find when you're trying to type an email or put together a partnership proposal, trying to find control and something else, shift, command, whatever, to get the O. I don't know why we do it.
Because there's beauty in imperfection, and that is the imperfection in the enso.
That was exactly what I thought, because I was wondering why you have such a beautiful crew and group of volunteers, but it all says they're imperfection.
We mastered imperfection. And speaking of the beauty of imperfection, we painted a masterpiece.
So let's talk about how that imperfection came together to get you a win. Tell us about how the team came together and going into that heat on the first day.
What do you want to know?
Really, who was kind of the energy behind the team, and how did you all come together?
We all came together last year as an idea to do something bigger or greater than ourselves. And so we all had something in our mind that there's more out there. I mean, we love to cycle and we love to race, but we wanted to have a greater purpose, and Race Across America brought that platform for us to be able to promote our charities. Personally, we all have a personal charity that have affected us. For me, it was thyroid cancer. For David and Doug, it was veterans. They're both military veterans, so Gary Sinise Foundation. And then for Mark, his wife had breast cancer, as well as his mother and his aunt. So his was the Stephanie Spielman Fund for breast cancer.
So you each rode raising funds and awareness for a different charity. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
So when you got everyone here, let's hear about that. You've raised more than $70,000.
Yes, sir.
Over 75.
Over 75,000. Okay. Hey, that 5 is important. That's like if you'd been a few minutes quicker, you would have been 619 rather than no. It sounds a lot better though.
We'll cover that in the debrief.
So, David, when you were, was this really a group collaboration, or did Judith start contacting people about RAMP?
No, I was at a cycling camp in Spain, and I got back, and she approached me about doing RAM because of her personal story that she crashed on a bike, an x-ray revealed the cancer, and then she set a goal to do RAM in the hospital for this year. And this was before COVID.
And that was 6 months ago? No.
This was before COVID. What was that, October of 19?
October 2019, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, underwent a total thyroidectomy, and then in March of 2020 underwent radiation. And while in the hospital, like you said, on the whiteboard after coming out of anesthesia, that was the nurses put a goal on the whiteboard, and it was to, do certain activities. And they asked me my goal, and I said to do RAM as a team in 2021.
So was the race everything and more than you expected?
Absolutely. I hats off to the people who do this solo. I have no idea how they do it, why they do it, and I'm not that.
We'll have a chat about that.
Yeah, we will. No, it was fantastic. I got to tell you something. I mean, it was, it's being citizens of this great country, and particularly Doug and I have been in service to, defend that. And seeing it the way we saw it was just amazing. And to see the people and to think about all the people, we're out in the middle of nowhere in Batesville, Indiana, or just in the suburbs of Maryland, and people come out in their front yard and they're holding up signs and they're cheering us on because they're watching us. And I mean, it's just an awesome feeling to be able to, to see that and experience it. So, I mean, and it's going to take a while for that, I think, to really sink in.
Doug, the country fought back. 120 plus degrees during the day and triple digits at night.
It was pretty unpleasant. Yeah, we put the gold on the shoes.
So actually, tell us about that.
Just
that's brilliant.
Radiation, get the radiating heat off of our feet, and I think it helped. And it was so hot. 2 o'clock in the morning going through Parker, Arizona, still 115, 120, that radiant heat. It's amazing. It was really hot. So.
How did you recover from that and move forward? Because it's tough to recover and build momentum back.
We were really conscious of taking in electrolytes and being really good about our hydration. We were done with it by the time we got through the desert and through the mountains ago. I know Judy and I, neither one of us has probably had infinite sense. We don't want a warm bottle infinite for a long time.
Awesome, because we're going to celebrate with carbonated Pedialyte here when you're done.
And it wasn't us getting it done; it was them.
Absolutely.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about the teamwork. You guys all have to get along together, and the crew's got to work like clockwork.
Yeah, we owe everything to the crew. I mean, they were there making our bottles all the time, getting us anything that we need, letting us rest, and they were sacrificing for nothing. For us, they came and joined our team and did all this, and were miserable all week and suffered in the desert, suffered in the elevations, and they didn't really get the rain that we did today, but I mean, they were worked around the clock just for us, and all just to do it for us. And
now, you guys did have air conditioning when they didn't. So, now, Mark, it sounds like crew was beauty and the riders were imperfection. Tell us about your experience and also the charity you were riding for.
Yeah, the experience was awesome. Definitely life-changing. Midweek, brutal. RAM is brutal. Crew came together and we fought through and, ended up really strong. So just really proud of our finish and what we did as a team. My charity is Stephanie Spielman Fund for Breast Cancer Research. Wife is a survivor. And because of that, she's here.
So you guys were lucky because there's nobody right behind you. So I get to have you stand on stage for a really long time. What I'd like to do is have you come back maybe tomorrow or later this afternoon if you want, because I'd really like to sit down and chat with you about who you rode for, things like that. If that's all right, let's talk after this is over. Kind of last question, though. I'd love to get an answer from each of you. You started 1 week ago today. and there's that excitement, and you're just looking forward to the event so much. What's the difference in your mentality from then to right now?
Well, we weren't going to have any more Zoom calls. That was probably the best part of it. And crazy nervous at the start for sure. And then it was just such a strange thing. It's like 1 week, but it felt like 20 weeks. And then now it's just a blur. So our sense of time was just so off, just because, the lack of sleep and just pure effort and dehydration and everything else.
Same question. I mean, it's weird. You fall out of touch with the news. You're going to be amazed with all the stuff that happened this week. Oh my God.
What was the weirdest thing for me is we were talking about time and getting through the desert and getting through the mountains. It just seemed to drag on. As soon as we crossed the mountains to get here, it's been a blur. It was fast, and it just seems like yesterday we left the mountains. So that was really interesting to see how that just mentally that was like, wow, we got across Kansas, across all the states, and it just seemed like forever in the desert. And but it was.
I think there's a lot of preparation to going into what we were doing, from the physical side, but I knew from the beginning that this was going to be a spiritual journey more than a physical one. And I told everybody at the beginning that if God's behind this, nothing's going to stop it. Nothing can stop it. And it didn't. And it gave us an opportunity to really, how the crew served us and how we served each other. And it's a life lesson that we're here to serve each other and to show God's love in a practical way. And that happened in a big way.
Yeah, I just ditto David with that. It's definitely, for me, it's perspective. Life is always about those around you, those you love, those that love you, and not what they can do for you, but what you can do for them. And it is about service. And that's just something that completely humbled, to have so many people just surround us, love us, support us. I mean, we were saying just from Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, having people come out to even just the stations to cheer us on, from locally, but spreading themselves out, coming out at 10 at night, 2 in the morning. I mean, it was just amazing. And it's one of those things that just puts things in perspective again. And we were talking about, if we finished, our goal was 7.5 days. So we got, 6 days and whatever. So, and it all came down to, we kept looking, when we had a long transition or whatever, we'd say, we're all safe. We're all here. We're all having a blast. Why do we slow down? Because we're chit-chatting. We want to be with each other. The crew wants to talk. And that's just, it just puts things in perspective again of what's really important. So.
Due to a binding endorsement contract, we're obligated to mention Starbucks Double Shot. And Real Sugar Mountain Dew.
And Fizzy Pedialyte. Love this team. You guys are amazing. Let's bring your crew up so we can have some photos with them. Now, crew's going to come off, but the riders are staying up. Is that okay, or do you have? No, it's fine. Okay. I have something special for them. Oh, go ahead and give it your class. Hold on one minute. You guys are getting first dibs at this. Some stuff from Ohio. Ohio. You got some Bill donuts. Grease pillow. I get that back. You got some Grader's ice cream. Crazy nuts, right? Yeah. That's about And that's, as soon as you guys get in, the crew gets it too. Like, oh, I'm totally falling in love with you. Okay, they just won their division. They raced all the way across the country. I want the loudest cheer you can give this team. Come on. Well, you guys did all the work. And now you're training the donut ride. The donut ride. The Buckeyes aren't homemade, by the way. So they'll melt. No waxes.